Good morning YouTubes, it's Kenny here, the unfamous fly, out here on the river bright and early. I'm going to try and do another one of these wee vlogs, this format, see how we got on. So I'm out in the river. I've not been down here for a while because it's been painfully low with the lack of rain, but we had some pretty heavy rain for over a week, nearly 2 weeks there. August's been a pretty miserable month, to be honest, and it's still not warm, but it's the river's got a wee bit more water in it now. I wouldn't say it's high by any means, but there's enough water for fishing. Temperatures have dropped, so the water temperature's going to be a lot lower, so I'm going to give it a wee vlog. I've actually got an under jacket on here to keep the heat in. Probably be too warm by lunchtime, but so just as I'm walking up there, I've seen a fish rise just in between these two sort of overhanging trees. I don't know if they're willows or something like that, but there was a fish rose there, but it just rose the once. I've been standing here watching to see if it did it again. It hasn't done it. So we've got quite a steady foam line down here, so I think you'll have heard the saying, where there's foam there's fish. So that's usually the feed line. Obviously if the foam's getting collected together in these spots, then the food, the flies and that are getting dragged into there. So this waterfall at the top here at the viaduct section. So it's a popular spot to come and watch the salmon. Sometimes if there's salmon heading up the river, you'll see them trying to get up these falls. I would think possibly with the bit of rainwater we've had last week, there'll probably be a few salmon about, but not allowed to fish up there because there's a limit. This is an area to let the fish collect themselves together to try and negotiate the falls. So you're at the sort of limit here. This particular bit, there's either side of these falls, there's a restriction. I think it's about 50 yards. But not seen anything while I've been standing here. So a wee bit about what I'm fishing with here today. I've got my 10-foot 2 3-weight Adams rod, which is a good rod for both dry fly and for nymphing, and I've currently got a French leader on it. The water's still quite low, so quite happy to use that, and it does tend to be my method of choice anyway for nymphing. And I've got a pair of nymphs on. One's a small about 16 scruffy with a wee orange collar, and on the point I've got a double beaded pheasant tail, which is, I don't know, it must be about 16 or an 18 maybe even, and got a wee orange bead and a wee gold bead, which are skinny and it gets down in the current without being dramatically large, and that's what I'm giving a go with just now. If that works, great. If not, we'll change it around. I'm going to give it a wee fish over here. I'm pretty certain there's fish here. Just before I literally turned the camera on, a fish splashed, and I think it was a decent enough fish. It'd possibly be a salmon actually, to be honest. Didn't see it while I was out there, but I did see a flash, the silver, just as I was walking out onto the rocks at the start, and it went under seemed to go under an overhang at the falls here, or the falls on my right, the sort of wee waterfall. So don't know if that was something or not, but all I've managed to catch was a minnow. I'm going to have a wee fly change to see if that makes any difference. but if there is anybody home, they're not playing at the moment, and kind of surprised because it's usually a wee bit that you can catch something here, but we'll change flies and see what happens. Another colour. Never got anything, unfortunately. I think I had one wee touch, to be honest. I'm pretty sure something did have a wee go. It felt like a fish, but it was on and off before I was even able to react. But try below the falls here. It's not hard wading here, it's just very uneven. You've got bedrock and you've got gravel, and it's trying to find your way between the two. The gravel's easy to walk on, but the bedrock's a wee bit slippery. Here, well, and then maybe move somewhere else. Get in the car and have a wee drive further upstream, I think. But or of course there's below the bridge down there as well. That's another wee bit that's sometimes quite good. So we'll see. We'll have a think. But I'm just going to have another wee fish here, and then we'll have a move. So I don't know if you've seen that there or not. I think the GoPro, the battery running around it. But I got a really hard thump there. The line shot a good few inches before it stopped. Something of a decent size hit the line, but never stayed on, or never took as such. Just a knock. A lot of wee salmon parring now. You can see the line constantly bouncing with them knocking at it. You can feel them, and you can sometimes see it in the indicator, but nothing. So I'm just going to try one more wee bit, and then I think I'm probably going to change location. We'll see. So I just did a wee bow and arrow cast under the tree here. I wasn't really filming, and it's a wee, I think it's a wee par. It's a wee salmon par sitting under the tree on a wee nymph. Just see if I can get the net for you. Oops. Just a small thing. So how do we change the location? Not a major change, just it's walking distance, but come a wee bit further down the river. This bit's a wee bit slower, and by rights you would look at it and think, wouldn't think fancy my chances here, but it does seem to be a bit that I've had the odd fish out of, so we'll give it a go. It is looking quite low here, but the water's quite murky, so I take it there's still a wee bit muck coming in off the bonny water, because it is a wee bit cloudy, and you sometimes get a wee bit discharge in here as well from the local drains. So we shall see. It's not always the most pleasant experience if there is such a thing going on. But so I don't know if you can hear the noise in the background. There's always a constant noisy cars and vans, and you can also hear quite a lot of ambulances about. That's because just up this way, the Forth Valley Royal Hospital's up there, which is, it's just maybe about a mile away, which is the main hospital for Central Scotland. So obviously you have ambulances congregating on the place, so it can be a bit noisy at times. But it's quite an urban river, this, so you're never far from people or activity, but just getting down on the bank just gets you a wee bit more peace than you would get elsewhere. There is a couple of wee bits that are a wee bit away from it all. A bit of a hike. I did toy with taking a wander up there, but there's various barbed wire fences and things to negotiate, and I've not got anything with me for getting over it. I usually carry a wee bit pipe insulation that you can stick over the barbed wire to get over without damaging your waders, and I've not got any with me today, so I'll give that a miss. But aye, so it's quite an urban river. It's not a out in the middle of the sticks type place, but compared to what it was like, say 20-30 years ago, I once worked along for a wee bit further down this river. I did a job there when I was on the microwave radio, and the river literally run red. It was like a browny red colour. It was absolutely minging. I think it's copper deposits or something to do with the industry and mining and things like that. So that's all been cleaned up now, so you didn't really get that. There's a couple of wee spots that you can see it at the side of the river, the colour, but not the water doesn't really reflect it. Most of the colour of the water comes now from rainwater runoff getting dumped into the rivers, so we shall. It's a lot cleaner than it used to be. Say there's certainly salmon here. It's salmon para I've been catching. This bit I've had a few fish out of here in the past, reasonable fish, but there's nothing there today. I don't think nothing of any size. As I say, it's very shallow and it's got a kind of grey colour to it, which I don't like to see. That's usually signs of water sort of effluent and that coming in off the bonny water. It's got this grey sort of tinge to it. You can't really see it further up because the water's a wee bit faster, so it looks a bit clearer. You see it here. So I'm just going to call it a day, but I'm going to be doing more fishing this week because I've got a week off and I'm kind of steroid assisted at the moment, so I'm feeling quite good. So I'm going to get out certainly a couple more times this week, I would think, but don't know where, don't know when, but that's it. So another wee video. What have I had? 1, 2, 2 or 3 wee tiny fish. One brownie under that bridge there that never quite made it to the net as I was bringing it in. I pulled the hook out too hard, but so there's fish about, but nothing of any note. So catch you later. Remember to subscribe, like if you do, comment on the format. Probably going to do a few more of these vlog type posts, and hopefully get some better fishing. And I think I might be going down the Tweed later in the week. We'll see. Anyway, catch you later.